I made this promise to you. I made a promise to myself. Hey, 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 I made a promise to myself a long time ago. Yeah, I made a promise to myself a long time ago on East Town, where in 1990 I started serving of 45 aggravated sinners. And boy, did I know I was on a real institutional journey and didn't even see it at the beginning of my time. I pray peace upon y'all families today. I pray peace upon those who are incarcerated, men, women, and teenagers. I'm sorry I didn't get opportunity yesterday to complete the story of Esau that took place in my life, things in which I seen from the beginning to the end of the day of Esau. I stayed on Esau 10 years, and they transferred me in 2000, and I went to Hughes Unit. But Esau was where I learned how to really do time, because time started that day I came up on East Town. So many people that I met on East Town was men trying to figure out how to do time, how to stay alive, and stay focused on their family. Because I didn't know by doing time on East Town, it was possible that my relationships with those who I love was going to become on shaky ground on the years that I had to put together in order to just come up for parole. But my mom, when we talk about keeping it solid, my mom kept it solid through the whole course of my incarceration. I'm so thankful for that. And I know many of you all that has a mother that stood in your corner through anything that you had went through, even not just so much of incarceration, whatever it was that kept you separated from those who you love. Our mom keep it solid, right? I was surprised when during the years that I did that I was gonna come in contact with men who family didn't keep it solid with them. I just didn't know that families did this, and these are things I didn't know because I really had never done time in prison. So when I went to East Ham, I came face to face with some of the people that was titled the dangerous man in prison, Wilbur Jones, in Texas prison at that time. And I met him. I had the opportunity to meet a guy that was from West Texas. His name was Garrett, who had some more brothers that was incarcerated. And these men were some dangerous men. And I believe that Garrett was still doing time in 2000, but up to last year, he was still on East Ham. He had been on East Ham for a long time, since the early 80s or late 70s. Uh, 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 that was a guy, he was from Tennessee, and they called him Big Hand. Big Hand was uh, a pimp from back in the game. So Big Hand had ways that some guys thought he was gay, and they would try him in that manner. Big Hand, by being from out of state, from Tennessee, and being in prison on East Ham at that time, and it was dangerous, had to make a name for himself truly. And Big Hand was dangerous too in his way. And he would deal with you. And Big Hand was the type of guy, he was older than us. He showed us some ways in order to survive in prison. And you learn how to make shanks. You learn how to oh, I'm all right. I'm all right, baby. I'm all right. I'm trying to get something in. And this story here, it took place on an old unit. This was an old unit, right? This wasn't one of the units they built in today's time. So the mentality of that unit was totally different than any other unit I had been to that wasn't made like the old units. I believe that when you go to prison and you go to that unit reflects only itself. It don't play a part of the system. It plays a part of the administration and the inmates that's there on that unit. And East Ham had the inmates was running East Ham when I got there. I'm talking about totally running it. Where you had rank pleading with the inmates to not do this and not do that, pleading with them, saying the word please, though. Come on. And so by being over there, I had opportunity to meet a lot of officers. I had worked in the kitchen, then I became an SSI. So becoming an SSI, I was able to mingle among the unit. I had a little leeway. But being an SSI, right, in prison, the people will try to place a title and they'll put some on your back that's not you because you're SSI. All SSIs are not snitches. All SSIs are not punks. All SSIs are not cowards. I remember a time I had to fight a guy behind uh, talking behind my back, and somebody told me because he would smile in my face but talking behind my back. And so I called him out there on the slab going to Rick one day, and slab is the back slab outside of the building. So it's a lot of people on that slab. You really can't see anything. Officers be at the gate. It was a 12 o'clock Rick, and I was waiting on them. I had my boy, some guys that I used to hang with, my boy Dirty Dan and them, they was out there. And I had the broom in my hand because I was working at that time, SSI. So when he came out there, you can see the look in his eyes because the guy that told me was with me. So I called him over there. My boy who told me what he said in his face. I didn't say, oh man. Oh, Drake. And I spurred him. Damn. You'll be surprised on some of these dudes in prison how they be so much of a front. The dude wouldn't even fight back. I believe the reason why he didn't fight back because he knew what he told the dude, it wasn't true. Right? That was something he was building up on me because he didn't like me, but playing like he liked him. And this role of character made me watch so many and pay attention to so many other dudes that I was dealing with. So I stopped messing with that dude. And it was his loss because I was there for him, right? If he needed me, I'm coming. He'd say, man, go get Dre Dog. I'm coming. Because everybody can't move in prison. I was able to move. I made ways. I made my way through the building. and I had opportunity. What I did, I got to know a lot of officers, and a lot of officers, man, they cut it for me, and that's how I dealt with them. I ain't do no snitch. I used the officers to be able to get into another building. If I got caught doing something wrong, they would let me make it. And I ain't had nothing to tell them. They would let me make it because I didn't disrespect laws. Nah, maybe the women, you know what I'm saying, because I was in the Jack gang. But I didn't disrespect officers because you need the officers. See, if I cuss, I always cuss in the officer side, right? The other officers paying attention, so they ain't gonna mess with you because they just seen you the other day going off on her or going off on him. Why should they help? And that's their mindset. But I had my way and they let me do my thing. So East Sam, they had a lot of fights at that time. Because at that time, you didn't get a free run charge for jumping on an officer. So that happened every day. Every day, 2, 3 officers gonna get wood. They gonna get swung on. They gonna get something gonna happen with officers because the inmates was serious at that time. They wasn't playing. They didn't do no playing. So I uh I remember I was on medium custody. I went to medium custody, and I was on airline. Airline had a lot of dudes on there that some of them kept gloves in the hand. They called them pistols. Those are the ones that's ready to fight all the time, and they work out a lot. I had got into it with a Mandingo warrior dude. He was kind of young. He really didn't know me, but a lot of Mandingo warrior dudes knew me over there. I believe at the time, my boy out of Austin, he was over me. So me and the guy, he had heard it. Me and the guy, but he had told the guy, no, don't mess with Dre. Don't. No. He left that alone. The guy left it alone. So, cause you see, if I would have got in a fight with the dude right at the time, I'd had to go to the rec yard later on. And they would have been waiting on me. I wasn't in no gang, never been in a gang. But that's just how they were. You mess with one, you had to mess with them all. So when the guy heard what went on and why it went on, because the Mandingo dude, he was kind of ignorant dude, right? And he wasn't like some of the guys or me. We was hustlers. We didn't walk down the highways to look for fights. We walked down the highways to try to fatten that locker box up and make something happen. Try to win one of these women run around here. He said, man, a lot of women. A lot of women. And they love the Dre Dog. Go get Dre Dog. Go get Dre Dog. Go get Wade. Tell him I say come. And I go. And I fed the laws. I did all that to be able to get by. That's all I did. I put that food in their belly. I made them sprays. While I'm at work, they'll pop my door and have it open. I go in there and whip up a mackerel spread, a roast beef spread. There was some laws I knew. Officers, they love roast beef. And then I had something that loved that mackerel, where I made it. But East Sam, they had some racial officers there. Real racial. I got caught up in a mix with some officers. It was a weekend. It was on a Saturday. I was on a Friday, I remember. And I ran parlays. So this day I went and picked up my parlay sheets so I can pass them, get them all passed out that evening. So a lot of officers knew I ran parlays, but these racial boys, white boys, they wanted some sodas and stuff. So they, instead of them going to the commissary and buy it, they see me coming down the hallway. So they feel I'm dirty. They know I be dirty a lot. So They pulled me in the picket. There's about 5 of them. But what I noticed was they had this hanging noose hanging outside the picket. So I didn't say nothing about it because I know there's some racial white boys. So they say, wait, what you got on, y'all? I say, I ain't got nothing, but they shake me down. I found all my master sheets. Matter of fact, this was a Saturday. It was a Saturday. Because I was getting them ready to give them to them before Sunday. So in order for me to get my master sheets back, I had to go bring them a 6-pack of Dr. Peppers. So I left, went and got the Dr. Peppers and brought them back to them. They gave me my master sheets. That was a wrap, and I wasn't messing with them dudes no more. Monday morning, they called me to the office. Captain Payton. Captain Payton is a black captain. Don't do nothing for nobody unless you snitch on him. Snitch, and he'll do it for you. Wouldn't he was sorry dude. I go in there, he talking about what happened this weekend. I said, what you mean? He said, what happened out the ordinary? I say, shoot, I don't know. He said, ain't nothing happened down there by P-Line? I say, no. So he said, them white boys ain't nothing. So I'm like, man, how you know to call my name? So I say, yeah, I seen that. He said, you seen that? I said, yeah. So he say, wait a minute, step outside. So I step outside, he done called Lieutenant Gunners and some more rank. He come down there, called me in the office, want me to tell them. I said, I ain't finna tell them nothing. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I said, I don't have to worry about no Ku Klux Klan in my neighborhood. I said, we don't walk down dirt roads. We ain't got to worry about nobody trying to hang us that's white. I said, I'm not finna tell these people nothing because they ain't got nothing to do with me. I said, these people where you from. You need to be worried about your children. I don't have to worry about them. So I left. He mad. So he called some more officers. I didn't know who gave my name anyway. How he found out my name? I'm an inmate. Why he ain't call them officers, them black officers, who seen it too? So when I go down there, this two female officers, another male officer, they telling me about it. Because Peyton done called them trying to get them to tell me to come give a statement. I say, hey, man, I said, let me tell you something. Beasley, old officer. I said, I don't give a damn about none of y'all. I said, if you fall down right now and die, I said, I'm going to first check your pockets. I'm going to take that ring off your finger. I'm going to take that watch off your wrist. Then I'm going to call some help for you. I said, I don't care about none of y'all. I'm not telling them people nothing. So Boss Bennett, he said, yeah, I don't blame you. But come to find out, it's Boss Bennett, brother's wife, that gave the captain my name because I guess she felt like, but she apologized to me. Because when she found out everything, she called me down there and said, I'm the one who told him your name. I said, I ain't know who told him my name, but I wasn't feeling. She said, well, I understand, baby. And, that was that. An incident that kind of crippled me in some of the black officers' mindset. Because I'm black, I supposed to told them people. But I told them, I got 45 activated years to do. I have to make it safe for myself because these same white boys was threatening the blacks on that unit. We had a black major that came to the facility. Fly. He was a fly dude. He was overseas. You know what them white boys did? He had a Maxim and he had some other car. He used to have a Maxim. He stayed in the barracks. So he used to have his Maximum out there covered with a car cover. Clean mouse. And them white boys went out there, cut all into the car all the way from the trunk to the hood, spray painted it, and sprayed on there who they were. And he needed to get his black butt off of that unit, right? So the Mandingo Warriors found out and went to the major and told him, hey, man, we'll take care of these white boys. So the major said, nah, don't do that. He said, I got this. But he ain't really had it. He got his butt away from there. He went somewhere else, even though he made assistant warden. But he left Eastham. Eastham didn't like black rank. They had really some racial officers over there. These officers used to hurt inmates. They had a little clique, but I'm gonna show you what happened to them. When come to find out, one of the white boys in the clique gave all of them up of that day. They gave him up. He gave him up. I didn't have to give him up. He did. So one of the white boy laws, who really wasn't racial, he was really all right, but he was part of their pack, came to me and told me that officer such and such told it on all of them. So he got suspended. All of them got suspended, right? But they thought to keep the word from going out talking about Wade did it, them officers told them Murray did it. Officer Murray gave all of them up. A time that took place in my life on a dangerous unit that could have got me killed. Because let's say they would have put the word out that I was a snitch. They would have done something to me. I had something done to me. You know, that situation, once again, opened my eyesight to what I had to take care of in the future of doing time. Being aware. Because everything you see in prison, you don't supposed to tell. Because you think you telling it just because they white boys. You got to remember, the white boys run the unit. When I'm talking about officers, these are some white boys that feel like ain't no blacks got no business telling them what to do. Right? So we go on. The story that took place on Eastham a long time ago. Right? They had a dude, black dude. And he used to whoop them laws. He was there since Billy Tenders, and he whooping them. So he had a name for himself. So all of a sudden, he get a mood slip. And they move him over where the white boys at. Off the rip, he know that they setting him up. They sending him over there to get killed. The white boys gonna kill him. Because there ain't no blacks over there, and the blacks is over there, they already went through, and they not really physical dudes. So they just minding their business, right? So when they move him down now, he take his stuff on the buggy, and he went in the cell, and he didn't even unpack. He waited till the next in and out. Taped his hands up, his wrist up, with two knives, one on this hand and one on this hand. Big old knives. When they called day room, he went into the day room, and when they closed the door, all the white boys that was in there, this dude went to stab him. He ain't say nothing. He just went to work. And then, that didn't just scare them white boys in there. That scared the officers, too. They wouldn't even open that gate. They wasn't coming there and try to mess. They called the warden, who was a black warden at the time. That's why he came to Eastham to clean up that white boy stuff. He was a cleanup warden. They called him, Warden Martin, told him, don't open that gate until I get there. And when he got there, it was dudes laying all that bloody and all that. And he opened the gate. The dude still had the knives on his wrist. Warden took him to the lockup without no harm done to him. See, because they're going to whoop you. Them laws going to whoop you back then. But this guy, it didn't take place. Because he showed a nature of, man, y'all going to have to kill me, I'm going to kill you. And that's how it went. That's how it went over there. Things started changing because the administration started changing. Hey, y'all told somebody about just release? When you tell them about just release, tell me that like button. Tell me that like button, because ain't no telling what might happen next. I ain't gonna tell her what I might come with. I wanted to tell you all yesterday, but I couldn't finish and I didn't get opportunity to. But I was sitting here watching the movie and I say, man, I'm finna do another story on Eastham. Because Eastham took me through 10 years of my life. And I was living in a cell that was so small with another guy. I had to really try to adapt to that. I had to try to adapt to that because I'm on a unit where they raping, they killing, and the administration wasn't no good. But I was placed in an environment of people that, hey man, if it come to you, they gotta come to all of us. So that relationship right there, in the years that I did with these guys, the people knew the nature of them. I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna stab. I'm gonna do whatever it is because you ain't gonna do it to me. But I mind my business in prison. Yeah, I spoke out sometime. I had a guy named Thunder, man. Thunder was from, I think, North Dallas. Thunder had been locked up a long time, and Thunder really was a dangerous dude too at this time. But Thunder got caught up in the punk relationship game. He ended up with a punk, and he had been locked up all these years. Now I don't know of his past, but I knew the times that I was around him, he didn't mess with him at that time. But somehow a punk got to him, and he called himself falling in love with that punk, and they was together for a long time. That punk gave him AIDS. Punk Thunder dead today because he died. He made it home, but Thunder was a low down dude. He gave up a female officer who was really good to the game on Eastham. She was beautiful. She really done a lot for us, right? Thunder snitched out, and that messed us. And when they shipped him, he got shipped, right? He was locked up. And they went to Beto. And them Mexicans got on his butt over there because the word was Thunder gave up. Now Thunder was real dark, kind of tall. He had a little height on him, and he was real cocky. So he was intimidating. But Thunder really showed me some things. He gave me some things when I was locked up that I needed. And I'll never forget the time he told me about speaking on somebody else. Let's say somebody instead of saying something, you always got something negative to say about what he say. Don't do that in prison. Don't do that. Unless you talking to somebody, don't get in somebody else's business. I don't care if you know he wrong. Don't say nothing. Because that's the easy way to bring trouble to you. And it's going to come. Truly, it's going to come. So he really gave, so many of them gave me some things that I needed. My boy Dirty Dan, my boy Harvey, my boy Caveman. These people was there for me, and they, even when I was wrong, they would tell me, you wrong, Drake. But my boy Harvey would say, but you wrong, but I'm with you. I'm with you. And Cave was with us too. So, but let's say I would have brought danger or something up on their life because of what I was doing. Don't put, if you do something, don't put nobody in your business. Don't let it fall, what you do fall on them. If it fall on anybody, it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's all you. Hey, this is Andre Wade with Just Release. Don't forget to tell somebody about Just Release and tell them hit that like button because ain't no telling what I might come back with next.